Okay, I'm going to show you really quick how you could find some patterns when you are conjugating two of the big irregulars that we're always going to be using. So I think it's useful that we spend a little bit of time looking at them. So let's take a look at said. Said is the verb to be, along with estar. They both are irregulars. They don't necessarily follow too many patterns. Out of the two, the one that is mainly big time irregular, it's said really don't follow any pattern. If we take the S as our stem and ER as our ending, we don't necessarily use the ER endings when we're conjugating. We don't necessarily go O-S-E, hemos es-en. That's probably the number one reason why said it's irregular. But said, really what you have to do is memorize it. So the yo form of said is soy, then it's eres, es, somos, sois, son. Something important to note is that sois doesn't have an accent. Typically, the vosotros form, we're always looking for accents. So said does it. Reasons why? Because sois happens to be a one syllable word, one syllable verb in this case, and one syllable verbs don't need the accent written down because they're easy to pronounce. Many times accents are written down for you to be redirected in the pronunciation. And if a word only has one syllable, there's really no redirecting needed. So soy, eres, es, somos, soy, son are the conjugations for the verb said. Estar, on the other hand, there are a few patterns, but still considered irregular. So let me draw circles. Something different there. Something different there. So there are four circles that I would have to draw to show you the like extra changes on there. That's what's considered irregular. Anytime a verb has too many changes where we are unable to follow a certain pattern, that's when we call them irregular. So if I go through my process, estar, that's my stem, AR tells me the ending. Not all these forms are going to have those endings, but some of them do, but not necessarily all of them. So let's start with the first one. Estoy is the yo form. STOY. Then we go to estás. But estas needs an accent. Again, the purpose of this accent is to redirect you to pronounce it correctly. Das has to be pronounced higher than es. Estás. Then we go to está. So I'm going to stick with the circles. Then we go to están. So different spelling, accent, accent, accent is what makes estar irregular. So what happens here on nosotros? Well, we just apply the ending. If it's an ER verb, o, as, a, amos, then that turns into estamos. So o, as, a, amos, eyes, that will be my next ending. And the accent for estáis is always a constant because we know that we have to be very careful with the accents that we put over nosotros because more than likely it's going to have that. So if you needed to look at what makes estar irregular, take a look at these boxes. So 1, 2, 3 extra accents, plus we still have our typical vosotros accent. Esto has a different spelling. Ser and estar, two very common verbs.